One, two, three. We don't welcome by the Mom and Dad Talks, where our favorite two people are Mom and Dad. Hi, Mom and Dad. Good to see you
Hello,
all.
hello.
And of course, we have Hantie. Hantie, how you doing? So good to see you here. Well, um, Marjorie Green, Taylor Green made a talked about eyelashes of Jasmine Crockett, and Jasmine Crockett made a statement back to her in her defense, saying, calling her a bleached blonde, bad built butch body.
Oh.
And if you saw the video,
Mhm.
uh, you know, there's only so much some people can take before someone's going to finally retaliate. The Bible says be slow to anger, and unfortunately, Marjorie Taylor Greene tends to bring up the worst in this country at times. And with her comments and rudeness, and then when you attack her back, oh, she acts like the victim a lot, which is very disturbing. And no one seems to be able to have some decor here or humanity left, with these brash statements and stuff that she had. What do you all think about this?
It reminded me of two junior high girls fighting in class. I mean, it's called, what is it called when
The
you
dozens.
the dozens? Two little junior high girls playing the dozens on each other. And it's so sad that these are educated senators that are in charge of our country, and they're acting like that.
Yes. First of all, when I heard the back and forth, I began to think that we have offices that we represent for our country, and I think that we need those that what happened in that setting should have not gone as far as it did. And the comment that the first person made out, Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that I have watched her being taken the office that she's in, and she is very verbal and does and says anything she wants to say, and nobody can correct her on what she does incorrectly. And I watched not too long ago, she was in, what was that setting that she sat in the auditorium with the hat,
Mm.
Make America Great Again. She was the only one in that large arena with that hat on. And somebody did speak to her about it. And I believe they did dismiss some people that were not acting right in that council meeting. So I just say that when we hold offices like important, like she does, and the other lady from Texas, they should hold their comments should have been to each other, not in the
There should have been some
not in the ears
civility.
not in the ears of us
Mm.
are out here watching.
Well, name calling. There's really no place for name calling.
No.
Right.
Not in those kind of places like that. And when you do that, it kind of brings down the intelligence level of the people that you do, because if you retaliate, they're gonna say, well, you get drugged down with them. And Marjorie has been really out of control a whole lot here lately. And
What state is she from?
I'm not quite sure where Marjorie Taylor Greene is from, but it was to me, just seeing her in the news behaving like this is disturbing. Hantie, what do you think?
Grown people. You put all this together with politics,
Mm.
and people talking over each other, and I couldn't get a whole lot out of it. I mean, I'm surprised that it went on. It was out of control and inappropriate. Now, who threw the rocks first?
Well, Marjorie started it. When you look at the video, you can clearly say she was agitating the stuff. And basically Green has promoted anti-Semitic and white supremacist views.
Mhm.
Oh, so that's what that's her stance being there.
That's her stance being that, and she's from like I said, you know,
Yeah.
she's from Rome, Georgia. That's where she.
Mhm.
And the problem you have is, you see remnants of Hitler all over again with these kind of people.
Mm.
My
Because
question.
it starts
We're
off
just
with
going
name
around in
call.
circles.
Well, yeah, but it starts off with name calling, and once you start objectifying human beings, they're easier to do bad things to. When you look at someone as a name and looking as a human being, there should be some humanity towards that. But when you have this evolutionary, obviously if she claims she's a Christian, she has evolutionary thoughts in there that are Hitler thoughts and ideas.
Mhm.
I mean, you got to understand, you have the Nazis that were Christians. They weren't all like totally crazed people. How could you serve God and believe in evolution at the same time? And you have a
Mhm.
lot of people in the United States that believe in both. So they look at other people not as humans, but as animals. And so they feel like they can just treat and do everything and then put these crazy ideas in there to divide the country, to buy people, when you really have to look at it as, we're all human beings made in the image of God. Now, if you're a true Christian, you can't believe that I'm an evolutionary animal or three-fifths of a human being. It's in the Constitution, folks.
Right.
So this thing has been going on for so long that at some point, where you're going to see me as a human being, not as an animal, where you have to act. No, evolutionists act like animals. You got to understand that's how the Holocaust was able to go on, because they looked at Jews as rats and they felt that they could do anything they could do. And it was horrific stuff. And it's real. It happened. We have a Holocaust museum and stuff. But these things never turn out well when you have these kind of views and you're trying to build a country up. And it's disturbing because, you're seeing this stuff rise again after you've seen the bad stuff that has happened from it. Because it turns into that mess. Yes, what are you gonna say?
From the office that she's holding in that state of Georgia, I'm trying to figure out what did she have that put her in that office to run in that to run for that state of Georgia.
Remember,
Watching her, I've seen her on and off, all along since she got in there, and she is a very rough. To me, she shows out to be a rough person, and I'm trying to figure out what was it that the state of Georgia,
well, you got to understand
to put her in that
the
office.
people she represents. A lot of them have put her in that position because they want that kind of behavior to be replicated.
Okay.
And that's a thing that her backers exemplify, that type of behavior.
Correct.
Which is not flattering.
No.
Because even the chairman of the meeting, even the chairman of the House, couldn't even control the lady.
And like I said, when you feel that you're more superior, in fact, she made a statement to Oscario that she was more intelligent than her. And I'm saying to myself, wow, you know what? Everybody has a dumb moment. But like I said, when you're the Bible says pride comes before the fall. And when you're that arrogant, God's going to remove his hand of mercy on you and let you can be consumed by your own lust. And that's what then really happens. It destroys you with your own lust. And we all have to be careful of that. But the problem you have is that people don't believe that there's a God. So they feel they can do this and not be touched and feel like they're doing it because they think they're gods. That's the trap that Eve fell into. You'll be like gods, knowing good and evil. Ooh, I'll be like the Most High. Sound familiar? That's what Satan was thinking. Right?
Yeah.
So no one's like God. Nobody. And none of us can look down on one another. The Bible teaches that. The Bible says, how can you hate your brother and love me? So, obviously, people have a distorted view of the Bible, and they have a distorted view of how the Bible don't actually understand the Bible. Because if you believe God created the heavens and the earth, evolution does not even exist because there's a God there. So really what we're dealing here with is evolutionary thought versus creationist thought.
Mhm.
And they're constantly battling each other. And because people don't read the Bible and understand how it really works, that's how you get to serve other masters. And so there's a deeper, sinister thing that's happening here. And we're all Christians here.
Mhm.
On this call that, we believe that God created the heavens and earth. I don't believe in evolution.
Nope.
You got people out there that believe in evolution and call themselves Christian.
Mhm.
They don't go in the same place. Sorry. It's not biblically there.
Right.
And that's our problem. And like I said, you have a lot of people who believe in this, and that's how genocides happen.
And what is so sad, the lady that she was attacking was a lawyer,
Yeah.
an educated
No
person.
respect. She's just disrespectful. That's all.
Yeah, just being disrespectful. There's no
Yeah.
for that.
From
And people who rejoice in that kind of behavior, it's not healthy for parties, and it's not healing for a nation. It's
But
more divisional.
I've been watching the trial of the president, the man that's running for in November,
Mhm.
and I see that he just comes out. He was coming out with anything and everything that the judge had to let him know you cannot say and do anything you want to do because you're not above the law. And I believe he's been showing that kind of behavior, and that has rubbed off on the people that are representing our states, like Miss Green.
Mhm.
I mean, she just out of to me, she's just out of hand there, and
It's very disturbing. What I'm
it
saying? You
is
get more and more people being disrespectful
fine.
of one another, and we're all in this together. We're all U.S. citizens, so we got to figure out a way to get along here.
Right.
But that doesn't help the cause by being disruptive and being derogatory to one another and name calling. But when you have people who believe in these kind of thoughts here,
Mhm.
they tend to have distorted view of God. They have a tendency to have a distorted view of themselves.
Mhm.
And usually that eventually bodes badly because you're not looking at what's good for this country. You're looking at what's the gain for yourself, and it becomes selfish. And if you're a true Christian,
Mhm.
you shouldn't be having those behaviors.
That's right.
And I can honestly say because the Bible clearly state that. So hopefully, hopefully she gets a relationship with God at some point and has an experience with him and a change of heart.
Right.
That's my hope for her that
Right.
she changes her ways, and that could be a very powerful statement for God's cause.
Right. That's right.
So yeah. Last thoughts before we close here.
Sometimes as human beings, we have to take the high road.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking like with Jesus, when they spit on him, when they were dragging him through and they ridiculed him, he didn't say a mumbling word. So we as Christians, we have to take the high road when we are attacked, rather than, how do you say it, going ghetto,
Mhm.
because that lowers our standards.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a thing there. And like I said, I hope that she finds Jesus at some point. Because this thing of political violence and stuff like that, um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Christ, that's not Christ's behavior.
That's not
And
Christian.
like it's just not Christian behavior. And like I said, I hope someday she finds the Lord. That's a true conversion.
Yeah.
So we have people out there that support that. If
Right.
you're non-Christian, that's cool. But if you call yourself a Christian with that behavior, I wonder what God you're really serving. And
Mhm.
you check your religion on that. And so I hope that we all can grow from that, because we all are not good and perfect. And all I can do is say,
And all of us will be attacked.
yeah. At the end of the day, you guys lived in the era where they did name calling, horrible things. And it looked like America was trying to get better, saying we're going to be more civil about it.
Mhm.
and you're seeing this stuff come back. It's very disturbing. It's like, hey, we're going to bring, racism back in vogue, evolution's back in vogue.
Mhm.
Which brings up a lot of other questions. They can get rid of Black history, but they don't get rid of evolution.
Mhm.
Mm.
And you call yourselves Christians?
Hmm.
That's not a Christian. There's no Christianity in that.
Nope. But no, yeah,
That's another spirit, and that's not of God. And you just have to call it by his name. They're worshiping the devil. That's all you can say at that point, because if you're not worshiping God, that's what you're doing.
right.
And we all have to be careful of that. So hopefully, hopefully we have a conversion over here and a change of heart, and hopefully we can get people to love God again and believe in Jesus and not in evolution.
Yeah, that's right.
So on that note, we're gonna leave you we'll leave you out of here. Hope we give you some room for thought there. Hope we get some checks of people's lives. I'm sure we're gonna get people crazy, but like I said, at the end of the day, bad things happen when you have those kind of ideas of hating brothers and sisters, and it doesn't end well. So hopefully you meet Jesus today. All right. So next time we'll see you on Mom and Dad Talks.
Right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.